The Kennedy family jewelry collection is an opulent and historically significant assortment of pieces that reflects the grandeur and elegance of one of America's most iconic families. Today, we will examine the exceptional jewels of 5 famous members of the Kennedy family: John Kennedy, Jackie Kennedy Onassis, Carolyn Jean Bessette, Lee Radziwill, and Caroline Bouvier Kennedy. Each glittering collection has one thing in common. It highlights Kennedy's prominent role in American politics and society. Even if you have already seen our videos about Jackie Kennedy's and Lee Radziwill's jewelry, don't rush to close this tab. We'll review only the freshest and rarest pieces without repetitions. John Kennedy. Though it might come as a surprise, a renowned American politician had some personal jewelry pieces that added prestige to his social image. United States Military Academy Class Ring. President Kennedy was an honorary class member of the United States Military Academy in 1962. He made a speech at the graduation ceremony, and the class gifted him a 14-karat gold USMA class ring. The ring eventually ended up in the rich collection of Kennedy's memorabilia of a lifelong Kennedy collector, Robert L. White. In 2005, it was placed at Guernsey's auction in New York. President Kennedy's class of 1962 West Point ring was sold for $42,000. Now, the JFK ring is on display in Jefferson Hall, neighboring with other graduate rings, including that of General Douglas MacArthur. The 35th President of the United States also had a stunning watch collection, befitting his stature, charm, and celebrity-like looks. All his watches were gifts from his friends, and each of them was made of gold. Omega Ultra-Thin Watch. During his first year in the president's office in 1961, Kennedy was spotted sailing with an Omega watch. The piece had the inscription, "President of the United States, John F. Kennedy," from his friend Grant. Thus, we can conclude it was a gift from his pal, a Florida businessman, Edward Grant Stockdale. Gold Rolex Day-Date Watch. This gold Rolex watch boasts a fascinating backstory. It was a birthday gift to Kennedy. You won't guess who made this precious present. It was the iconic Hollywood actress Marilyn Monroe. By the way, we've created a separate video on her jewelry collection, so check it if you haven't seen it. You might be amused, since Marilyn was a great lover of costume jewelry. It makes her gift to John Kennedy even more prominent. The president's 45th birthday in 1962 was when Monroe famously sang her iconic version of Happy Birthday. Thus, it is no wonder the Rolex is inscribed with the message, "Jack, with love as always." From Marilyn. May 29, 1962. After this risky performance, rumors emerged that Monroe and Kennedy had an affair, but few details have confirmed it. John Kennedy never seemed to wear the watch in public. Reportedly, JFK told his aide to get rid of the watch, which successfully stayed out of the public eye for more than 4 decades before hitting the auction block in 2005 and selling for $120,000. The watch was sold with a poem entitled, "A Heartfelt Plea on Your Birthday." The date on the inscription corresponds with Kennedy's birthday. However, even after garnering an exorbitant price at auction, many experts still question whether the watch is a real piece of history or an elaborate fake. Gold Nastrix Wristwatch. John Kennedy also owned a Gold Nastrix Wristwatch. Kennedy got this watch in 1963 from Washington's socialite couple David and Evangeline Bruce, the major supporters of his presidential campaign. The watch was a thank you gift for appointing David Bruce as U.S. Ambassador to Great Britain. The inscription on the back of the watch reads, "To President John F. Kennedy from the Evangelines 1963. In 2009, an anonymous buyer purchased the watch for $120,000 at an auction. A signed letter authenticating the watch sealed the deal. These were the watches owned by the 35th President of the United States himself. Wait a bit, and you'll hear about several magnificent watches of his wife, Jackie Kennedy. Jackie Kennedy Onassis. Jacqueline Kennedy's admirers remember her not only as a First Lady, but her impeccable, fresh fashion sense. Her mod and eclectic style, completed with an array of precious gems, inspired the entire generation. Her jewels exhaled elegance and class, and we mostly remember her iconic look for pearls. Jackie Kennedy literally had a love affair with pearls, and we have a separate video on her iconic jewelry collection. There, we described her timeless triple-strand pearl necklace, engagement ring from John F. Kennedy, starburst brooch, and Cartier tank watch. Now let us tell you about the piece that hasn't popped up in our previous review. Apollo earrings. These spectacular earrings were a special piece for Jackie. They were a gift from her second husband, Greek and Argentine business magnate Aristotle Onassis, on the occasion of the moon landing in 1969. Thus, the stunning pair is also called the moon earrings. They were made of 18K gold with gorgeous rubies by Ilias Lalounis of Greece in 1969. Aristotle Onassis specifically addressed the renowned jeweler to create custom-made earrings for his wife to commemorate the historic event. The striking jewel unites timeless elegance, Greek heritage, and contemporary craftsmanship. Jackie was delighted with the gift. The former floaters skillfully matched them with a long strand of tiny pearls. The pair was sold at an auction for $112,500. Though the original earrings came with rubies, Lalounis has reissued the version with sparkling diamonds. The design has become iconic, representing a landmark in Jackie Kennedy Onassis's life. You might remember from our previous video dedicated to Jackie Kennedy's jewelry that the First Lady received an opulent gold Cartier tank as a gift from her brother-in-law, Prince Stanislaw, in 1963. However, it wasn't the only valuable watch spotted on her wrist. She actually had 3 more watches. Let's examine them one by one. Chain bracelet watch. Jacqueline got this adorable 24K gold chain bracelet watch with a white dial, gold-tone hands, and Roman numerals as a gift from her father, an American Wall Street stockbroker and socialite John Vernou Blackjack Bouvier III in 1952. Her father wanted to capture the happy moments of a college graduation. Jackie often wore it during her early years as the roving photographer for the Washington Times-Herald. Tiffany red strap watch. Jackie and her father, Blackjack Bouvier, were photographed together the weekend after her high school graduation. She wore the Tiffany red strap watch on her left wrist. The bold combination of the silver sunray dial with 36 Swarovski crystals and the red leather band looked eye-catching and classic at the same time. American flag watch. Jackie Kennedy was famous for designing her own jewelry, and she also designed this unique American flag watch during her brother-in-law Robert Kennedy's presidential campaign. The watch featured a white dial, Seiko quartz movement, and a patriotic red, white, and blue fabric band. The American flag watch was issued to each member of the campaign staff and served as identification and a show of patriotism. Each piece had its serial number engraved on the back. Apart from watches, Jackie Kennedy wore many different styles of bracelets. She famously preferred a larger fit, so the bracelet would drape down on her hand and palm. Engagement bracelet. When John F. Kennedy proposed to Jackie Bouvier with a stunning Art Deco engagement ring in 1953, she had been already assigned to cover the coronation of Queen Elizabeth II in London for the Washington Times-Herald, so it took her some time to accept his proposal. They both belonged to the same social circle. Kennedy's physical appearance, wit and wealth attracted Jackie, and they shared similar views of Catholicism and enjoyed reading and writing. When the bride finally said yes, Kennedy was so glad that he gifted her a special engagement bracelet in 1953. Jackie was reportedly very pleased with his thoughtfulness and wore this sentimental jewelry piece on their wedding day. The bracelet was a beautiful work of art adorned with hand-worked filigree. Jackie continued to wear this rhodium-plated bangle during her life, then bequeathing it to her daughter Caroline. If you want to know more about her engagement ring, please view our video about the top 10 unforgettable engagement rings. The next piece she extremely loved, it is a striking gold-toned cuff. The Jackie Cuff. The bold bracelet was named after the woman who brought it fame. It offers a touch of elegant glamour to any look. Jackie famously wore the gold-toned cuff with ball embellishments to a dinner at the Kennedy Library in 1989. She made a real statement in this piece. The cuff looks exotic, just like the name Ben Amun sounds. Her photo with the cuff instantly flooded the covers of newspapers and magazines. The shiny piece was eventually sold in a Sotheby's auction for $29,000. Carolyn Bessette-Kennedy. Carolyn Jean Bessette-Kennedy is famous for three things: being an in-demand publicist for Calvin Klein, John F. Kennedy's junior wife, and a renowned style icon. Minimalist engagement ring. Bessette-Kennedy got this iconic ring for the engagement from her fiancé, John F. Kennedy Jr., a son of John F. Kennedy and Jacqueline Kennedy. Carolyn's engagement ring was simple and subtle. The groom opted for a pared-back engagement ring that complemented the rest of her wardrobe. He was inspired by a gold and emerald band that his mother, Jackie Kennedy, called her swimming ring. Carolyn's engagement band featured round-cut sapphires and diamonds on a platinum band. She reportedly told the journalist at the time that her engagement band, featuring round-cut sapphires and diamonds on a platinum band, was a copy of a ring John's mother wore. While the exact origins of Bessette-Kennedy's engagement ring might never be known, it's sure to be a continual source of inspiration for brides in the years to come. Bessette-Kennedy's life and her romance with John Kennedy are cloaked in myth and mystery. Her typically minimalistic engagement ring is no different. Bessette-Kennedy's band perfectly reflected her personal style. Its plain design epitomized minimalism and elegance. Its current whereabouts are unknown. Bessette-Kennedy died on July 16, 1999, along with her husband and older sister Lauren, when the light plane he was piloting crashed into the Atlantic Ocean off the western coast of Martha's Vineyard. And it's still unknown whether she was wearing her engagement ring or not. She was often photographed without it, wearing her simple gold wedding band after the pair married on the remote island of Cumberland in Georgia in 1994. Carolyn could either be buried with her engagement ring or lose the piece during the crash. As for other jewels, Carolyn wore them exceptionally rare. She was seldom spotted in the gold earrings and a pair of pearl studs, and once even wore the same model of Cartier tank watch that her mother-in-law Jackie Kennedy had. Carolyn's signature attributes were sunglasses and a plain plastic headband. Bessette-Kennedy largely avoided jewelry, never wearing the Van Cleef and Arpels ribbon diamond necklace Jackie gifted her for her wedding. Those close to her suspected Bessette-Kennedy didn't know what to do with all her mother-in-law's keepsakes. Although she wasn't fond of diamonds and rarely wore jewelry except her wedding ring, Carolyn Jean Bessette-Kennedy has become a fashion icon, famous for her turn-of-the-century minimalism. Her sleek, understated pieces will never go out of style. Caroline Bouvier Kennedy. American attorney, author, and ambassador Caroline Bouvier Kennedy had been a public figure since she was only 3 years old. She was the eldest surviving child of U.S. President John F. Kennedy and First Lady Jacqueline Bouvier Kennedy. While Caroline wasn't prone to wearing flashy or extravagant jewelry, her pieces reflected her personal taste and honored her family's legacy of understated elegance. Like her famous mother, Caroline often wore pearl necklaces, a classic and timeless choice that reflected her family's iconic style. Sometimes she chose a single strand of pearls, while for more important occasions, she chose a two-strand version. Diamond waterfall earrings. These chic diamond waterfall earrings initially belonged to Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis, but her daughter Caroline inherited them. The gorgeous pair was a gift from President John F. Kennedy to his wife on the occasion of Caroline's birth in 1957. Thus, the piece witnessed Caroline growing from her early days. JFK bought the stunning earrings in the Van Cleef and Arpels shop in New York. The stunning diamond earrings boast a floral stud and a waterfall-style pendant. The design is versatile. Jackie usually wore the two elements together, but the waterfall section is detachable and the floral studs can be worn on their own. Caroline wore them occasionally for gala events, such as the opening of an exhibit dedicated to her mother at the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York in 2001. As you can see, Jackie's daughter owned classic American jewelry, and she also inherited her 10th anniversary ring with emeralds. Jackie's Van Cleef and Arpels 10th anniversary ring. In 1963, John F. Kennedy presented his wife Jackie with a 10th anniversary gift. It was a beautiful emerald ring with 10 stones in an eternity band, which symbolized their love. Since JFK wanted to give her something special, he asked Van Cleef and Arpels to create a custom ring for Jackie using emeralds, her favorite stone. The result exceeded his expectations since the ring had 10 top-notch emeralds set in an eternity band. That very year, JFK was assassinated. Jacqueline always wore the emerald ring close to her wedding band. After JFK's death, Jackie had 2 of the emeralds removed and made into 2 separate rings, and gave 1 ring each to her son JFK Jr. and to her daughter Caroline. Today, after Jackie's death and the death of her brother, Caroline Kennedy now has all 3 rings. Caroline often wears brooches and pendants that once belonged to her mother, maintaining a tangible connection to her family's heritage. Radziwill. Jackie's younger sister had a great jewelry collection: stunning moonstone and gold charm bracelet, black Kenneth J. Lane earrings in dome-shaped style with round blue rhinestones, and a rare amethyst and Tsavorite taffin cocktail ring. Diamond tassel earrings. These vintage earrings with gorgeous diamond tassels adorned Radziwill's ears like no other elevated pieces in her jewelry collection. They look exquisite and expensive, perfectly matching Lee's impeccable taste. The pair looks extremely bold and playful, swinging with every Radziwill's move. Diamond earrings with stars. With time, Lee's taste in jewelry has become even more sophisticated and refined. These magnificent diamond earrings perfectly matched her. They were a highlight of her personal style in her latest years, proof of her timeless elegance. Ancient earrings. Being an American socialite to her bones, Radziwill wore a striking pair of earrings. When asked about the earrings' provenance, Lee responded she wished she could give some story, but there wasn't one. She said, "They are ancient. I've had them for so long, I can't remember where they come from, but they are silver and simple, so easy to wear all day, every day." Overall, Radziwill's style was known as epitome of chic. As you can see, all members of the Kennedy family owned notable pieces of jewelry that have become iconic over the years. One of America's most prominent political dynasties was known for its refined taste and choice of pieces with high historical and sentimental value. Their jewelry collection reflected their status as one of the most influential families in the USA. The Kennedy family jewelry collection continues to inspire and captivate. The pieces are not just symbols of wealth and status, but also embody the personal stories, historical moments, and legacy of a family that has played a significant role in shaping American history. We hope you liked this sparkly tour. Please share your impressions on the piece that impressed you the most. Who of the Kennedy family had the most outstanding collection in your opinion? Whose taste in jewelry do you find the most refined and sophisticated? Please write a comment to express your opinion. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing for more content like this.